talking Joe podcast, minds in motion. Talk about relationships, help your emotions. Behavior management when your kids start to losing it. Talk about life and all the confusion. Minds in motion. Minds in motion. Talk about relationships. I'm talking Joe podcast, minds in motion. Talk about relationships, help your emotions. Behavior management when your kids start to losing it. Talk about life and all the confusion. Minds in motion. Minds in motion. Talk about relationships. Emotion. Minds in motion. Talk about relationships.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to Minds in Motion with me, your host, Jewel. This evening, I have a very interesting topic, and the topic is autism. Autism is a wide spectrum. I just want to give you the definition of what autism is. I'm going to read it to you because I am not a medical professional, so I want to make sure that I don't fumble on what the definition is. So what is autism? Autism is a lifelong, heterogeneous neurodevelopmental condition that's characterized by persistent challenges in social communication, interactions, and repetitive patterns of behavior, interests, and activities. It is a spectrum because it manifests itself differently in every individual, ranging from mild to severe, and then including unique sensitivities. Tonight, I also have a guest on. I just happened to find her, and I'll describe how I found her when she comes on. But tonight we have a guest on who is autistic or has autism, so she'll define herself when she comes on. But it's going to be an interesting show. So if you have any questions, make sure you ask them in the chat. I want to say thank you to all my viewers right now that are viewing us from all the platforms on Facebook, TDN TV, Network 1. We are on YouTube, TDN TV, Network 1. We're also on Roku and TDN Radio. The number that you can text is on your screen right now. It is 1647. If I can get that number again, it's my number and I don't even know it. 1647 495-3224. So just text that number. I won't be able to answer the call right now, but if you text it and you leave your question, I will check and answer your questions. So thanks to the viewers again for viewing on all the platforms. All right, so tonight, the topic again is autism. So just now I was just having a brief conversation with the producer of the show. We were just talking about autism in general, right? Because autism, as the definition says, it's a spectrum, right? And I worked in a high school with students who have autism. I did that for 4 years. And there was a wide spectrum of students that I work with. And they're definitely individual. Everyone's individual. They experience it differently. They live it differently. And it all comes down to how it's observed, how it's responded to, the resources that are provided and used with the individual who has autism, right? So in my experience, working with people with autism, I've had a wide range. So privately, when I did some private work, I've worked with individuals who are nonverbal autism, who communicate basically from a very young age at just screams and cries and pointing, not really having the language skills to communicate, right? So, can imagine how frustrating that must be, right? Until someone finally realizes that this child has autism. Um, I'm going to go into the medical aspect a little bit later on, but I wanted to talk a little bit more about my experiences with individuals with autism. So it really depends on how the individual like to be called as well. So sometimes somebody might say, I am autistic, and that's fine. And then there's others who may say, I have autism, right? Some people own it and say, I'm autistic. So it's really good to ask the individual who has autism how they like to be referred to as, right? Um, so, yeah, working with ASD, which is something that an acronym that we use, ASD, in the school system, generally, the child would come into the school system. Sometimes they are already tested and diagnosed with autism. Oftentimes they're not. And so that is the job of the educator or the individuals in the child's life in the school system to figure out what is happening. So generally there's milestones that young kids would go through. So walking at a certain age, talking at a certain age, hand-eye coordination, even having motor skills, using their motor skills and being able to catch a ball or throw a ball. Those things all come together with milestones, right? If educators are noticing that that the child is not meeting those milestones, then there's a meeting that happens at the school level in Canada anyways. When my guest comes on, I'll talk to her about what happens in the UK. At the moment in Canada, what happens is the child will be brought up to something called an in-school team meeting, or an IST. And the kind of like the teacher would just go to the principal and say, hi, I'm noticing some differences with the milestones or the assessments, the academic level, the behavior level, socially as well. It's different. And then the principal may suggest, okay, then we're going to have a meeting with the school psychologist, the speech therapist, speech pathologist, OT, so occupational therapist. So these people will sit at the table along with a social worker, teacher, and sometimes guidance counselors, right? So these people would be invited to the table and they would all be talking about the student and what we see that's happening. So there would maybe a suggestion of the child being tested, so psychologically tested. Oh, just going to put my guest on mute. So they may be psychologically tested to find out what's happening, right? And I'm not a medical professional. The teachers are not medical professionals. So this is why we would go the route of finding out from a psychologist and doing a pediatric assessment is what we're looking for. To find out at an early age if autism is what's present for the young person, right? So it seems my guest is back, my guest is here. And so I'm going to invite her up to the stage and she'll be talking about herself and I'll ask her questions about autism. And the guest, her name is Pookie. Let's see if she's here. Hi, Pookie. Let me unmute her. Hi, Pookie.
Hello.
Hi there. All right. So are you able to turn on your camera tonight?
Yes.
Right. Oh, she got disconnected. So Pookie is in the UK. Um, so maybe let's see, bring her back up. Let's see what's going on. There we are. So she's having a bad connection. So we'll just try again in another second. Let's see if I can bring her up again.
Hello?
Hi there.
It's not allowing me to put
It's
my
not
camera up.
allowing you. Okay, no worries. So we're just going to have a conversation with you.
Okay.
So we are live right now, Pookie. I don't know why it's disconnecting. We're live right now on YouTube. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram, and we're on radio. Okay, I'm bringing her back up. I'm not sure what's happening. It's kicking you out every minute.
Sorry.
That's okay. All right. So welcome to Minds in Motion, Pookie.
Hello.
Okay. So I was just kind of giving a definition to the guests about what autism is. Based on a theory, this is what it is. I spoke about the fact that autism is a spectrum. So it's from mild to severe.
Yes.
I spoke about my own experiences working with individuals that have been nonverbal.
Okay.
And so that was more on the severe end.
Yes.
But I also had the pleasure of working in a high school with high functioning autistic students. And that I did for 4 years, right?
Okay.
For yourself, and I was explaining to the viewers and the listening audience that it's best to ask individuals how they like to be referred to. Is it you're autistic or you have autism? How would you like to be referred to as?
Um, I think it's the same.
Okay. Okay. See? And so it's good to ask because I'm learning and the viewers and the listeners are also learning, right? So tonight, Pookie, my agenda tonight is really just speaking about autism and bringing more awareness to people, especially in the African and Caribbean diasporic communities, because sometimes when children are undiagnosed, families don't know what's going on. They
Yeah.
just, and in school they look at the kids and they say, oh, they're just behavioral. They don't want to listen. And that's not the case, right? Can you
Right.
speak about, just so introduce yourself, Pookie, introduce yourself, and then we'll talk a little bit more if you can do that.
Okay. My name's Pookie. Um, I'm 31 and I have autism. But for Black people, am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, thank you. For Black people, when they they see it like as a behavior, they say you've got like behavior problems or you can't manage them or with people with autism, but they just say you need to try and be like everyone else. That's what people always used to say to me. They used to say you're just got behavior problems or you're just acting up.
Mm-hmm.
So they used to say, or they will say, back in my day in the Caribbean, there was no autism, and
Mm-hmm.
there's no such. They'll say, you ain't got no autism. It's just this. You want to play along with the system.
Mm-hmm. So you were not born in the UK then. So you're born in the Caribbean?
I was born in the UK. I have Caribbean family members.
Okay. So from my understanding, as well, like I do see that a lot with the families that I work with. They do exactly what you said. They say, oh, the child doesn't want to listen. They're just behavioral. And that's not the case, right? And so,
Yeah.
do you remember how early you were diagnosed with autism?
In my late 20s.
Oh, so you waited, so it was a long time period.
Yeah,
So you did
because
that on your own.
yeah, because um my auntie, she didn't want to, she was like basically in denial. She didn't want to get me the diagnosis, and she knew I was different,
Mm-hmm.
but she didn't want to accept it because I think they Caribbean families, they find it like a shame.
Mm-hmm.
But when they see other people like now um, start saying that they've got like uh, autistic kids,
Yeah.
then she will say, because today my auntie, she made a. It was good you talked about this topic because she made a top. She made a joke, but
Mm-hmm.
I didn't find it quite funny.
Mm-hmm.
She said what she said was, she said, oh, she's got all of the. She said somebody at the. I went to a night
Mm-hmm.
and somebody that I've never met. She's like what do they call it? Oh, partner to a husband that is family.
Mm-hmm.
Not husband, a wife.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
So she came in and she just kissed my cheek. Me, I'm autistic. If I don't know you, I want to know who you are. So I went to my auntie and I said, "Who's that lady?" And then
Mm-hmm.
she thought that like, "Oh, you can't say that," but I don't know the social cues, and I wanted to know who she was because she kissed my cheek. That's my face. This is my
Mm-hmm.
face. This is
That's
my
right.
personal. This is my face. Like, if I get a rash now, I don't know who she is.
Right.
Um, so Auntie said to her friends that is like been with the family for a long time. She said, "Oh, she's just got all the isms, you know."
Mm. So that's how she said it. She's got all the isms. She didn't say
Yeah.
autism.
No, she just said she's got all the isms
It's
and all the everything.
interesting. So
Yeah.
she's still kind of in denial then.
Yeah, basically.
So are you independently living then?
Yes.
Okay. So okay.
But
Mm-hmm.
I find it's challenging,
Mm-hmm.
but I take every one step at a time, one day at a time.
Okay. Okay.
Because
Thanks. Yeah, go
um
ahead.
sorry, so some tasks that may seem like um easy to people can be like a real challenge
Mm-hmm.
because you don't know what to expect.
Right. Can you give an example or
Sure, yeah. Like I don't like shopping,
mm-hmm.
so my mother will go shopping for me. I
Mm-hmm.
I don't really like I don't really like know who's gonna be in the shop.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Crowds. Is it
if I
crowd?
if if I know that a day that someone that I know that I've seen that and I speak to that's gonna be there, then I will go there. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the crowds. I don't like the
Mm-hmm.
noise, the light, like that.
So familiarities. Sorry, I can't say the
Yeah,
word. Familiarities. You want
yeah,
to be around someone that you're familiar with and that it's not too many people. Um, I like that. I like that you define it as that because you know what? It's not just people with autism that feel that way, but it is definitely a characteristic of people that have autism, right? That don't really want to be around crowds.
Yes.
Socially, it could be a little bit, like you said, challenging or even awkward, right?
Yes.
Okay. And I found like, so I'm just gonna tell people how I came across you.
Okay,
Um,
sure.
So I am an avid TikTok watcher. I love to watch TikTok. And I happen to be on a particular, I don't want to say the person's name, particular TikTok page. And I saw Sophie a few times and I heard her speak. And then I said, oh, and I knew right away because I worked with people with autism, right? And then one day you confirmed it. You said, I have autism. And I said, yes, that is it. And you're very well spoken, you're very educated, and you are knowledgeable about a lot of topics, right?
Yes.
Um, so you said not until your 20s. So how did you go? What was your journey like discovering that it
Um,
was autism for yourself and how you got diagnosed?
I had to mask a lot because my family was in denial, and I felt like I had to be someone else because I couldn't get to be who I wanted to be,
Mhm,
and I couldn't get to be me.
mhm,
So I had to mask, and I used to like try to my aunties would say, do you see how this person acts? Why don't you act like her? Do you see
mhm,
how this person acts? Why don't you talk like this person? So
mhm.
um, that made me like very self-conscious,
Yeah.
and it I it also made me develop a, what's it called? I don't want to seem like weird, but
No,
it
no.
made,
Go
it
ahead.
made me it made me develop like a personality disorder.
Mhm,
So sometimes when I talk, I don't even know. Like some people, they say to me like now, they say to me like, "Who's this character?"
mm,
And I'll be like, "What?" But um, they'll be like, "Oh, your voice has changed."
mhm.
Yeah,
So is it like a shy kind of voice, like a very almost juvenile kid-like? And then there's two different, like, what is it like for you?
I don't even know.
You don't notice. You don't notice.
Yeah, because it's been so long.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So when you discovered that is how did you discover autism for yourself? Did you go to the doctor and say, like, I'm going through these things? Can you diagnose me or can you test me? What was it like?
I always felt that I always thought that I was different, but
Mhm.
I didn't like understand like social cues,
Mhm.
and they didn't diagnose me because I was able to read and talk.
Mm. You're very, very like almost like you know how they talk about white passing, like you were almost passing
Yeah,
and you were high enough for them not to even understand that it was autism or is autism.
yeah,
Okay. But then you know what they fail to realize that a lot of people with autism are very brilliant. They like like I look at Einstein, I look at Messi, I look at so many people that are artistic and they have brilliance and these skills that surpass normal. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So I really liked the way that you spoke when I first heard you, and I was like, I like this girl.
Thank
And
you.
you have a way of speaking to people, and you listen very intently, like intensely. You listen for everything people say. I don't know if it's a rhythmic thing with the way that you listen to people, but you listen very well, if that makes
Thank
sense.
you.
Yeah. So,
I think it was because
mhm.
I was taught to be seen and not heard.
Mm,
So
yeah,
my auntie, she wouldn't like really like let me talk to say how I feel or express how I feel.
yeah,
So only now I'm coming out and say like saying how my journey is.
yeah. I love that. And I want to say thank you. So to the viewers, Pookie came on at like the last minute. I reached out to her this morning and I said, Pookie, I was supposed to reach out to you. Will you do this interview for me? And she said yes. I still don't know. I know what she looks like because I've seen her on TikTok. She's a beautiful woman. Um, and so I wish you could all see her face. Maybe another day you can come back on
Yes,
when we figure out the tech stuff, right?
yes, no
So there's a
problem.
comment, and I don't know if I can bring this comment up. Let's see if I can bring the comment up. No,
Okay.
there's a comment in the back here. Oh, there it is. These children are gentle and kind. Yes, true, 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 true. Um, it's so true. So when you were younger, Pookie, how was that for you? Because it's a challenge now. So how was it when you were younger, when it was undiagnosed and
It was much harder
mhm,
because I had to mask a lot because most Caribbean people don't understand autism,
yeah,
and for now that is I'm an adult, it's much easier because I can be who I want to be, and I don't have to mask to meet anyone's criteria.
right. Hmm, I like
And
that.
I had to take myself away to find the real me,
Mhm,
because it's like you're living in a bubble,
mhm.
but the bubble is not popping,
Hmm, that's deep, Pookie. That's deep.
and the bubble's just growing,
Growing
growing,
and
growing.
growing, and
Yeah,
everything you do is inside that bubble.
yeah.
Wow. So I'm gonna play a video, not now, like in a little bit. So we're
Okay,
gonna have a commercial break in a little bit.
okay.
But I'm once we show the video, I think it will give viewers a little bit more understanding of what happens in the autistic brain and how hard children and people with autism try to focus and try to, so to speak, do the right thing, right? According to whose standards, right?
Yes,
Um, okay. Wow. I like this conversation we're having. um, I noticed that you have some pets.
I
How many cats do you have?
well,
Did you say
um,
12?
no, I sorry, I said
Oh,
well,
yeah.
um, I'll tell you a funny story, right?
Mm-hmm.
My my auntie, I was at my, I would say, I was at my auntie's for a couple years,
Yeah.
and I said because I when I have money in my hands,
Mm-hmm.
right, I just because I don't need to buy anything, like everything I need is all provided, like.
Provided.
And black people, they will say like when you go to a black house and you want food, you don't have to act like that. So my
Mm,
I never was like had to buy anything because my auntie knows I don't know how to shop.
mm.
So she done everything. So I had some money And I said, I really want a cat.
Yeah.
And I looked it up, and I said, I called the lady, and I said, I went to the shop. So the cat was coming on its way, and I went to the shop, and I bought some. I bought some cat things, and my auntie said to me, "Hey, come back. Hey."
What are you doing?
Said, "Where's this going?"
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Oh, we're getting a cat." Said, like, no, I ain't having no cat in my house.
Yeah.
You better take that to your house. I said, nope, it's on its way. And she said, the funny thing is, she said to me, you better tell this woman to go back.
Yeah.
And then as soon as she said that, the doorbell rang. And I said, oh no, too late.
Too late.
And then,
I love it. I love it.
And then she said, oh, I can't send her away now. So let me just see the cats. There was a big cat and a small cat.
Yeah.
And then she said, oh, just take the baby one because it will grow with you.
I love that.
So now the cat's like 5.
Mm-hmm.
She loves off this cat. This cat's like,
that's how it is. My mom's the same way. She's actually on right now. I don't know if she's still commented. She said, must be a Caribbean lady. That's my mom.
Yes, Caribbean, Jamaican.
My mom is the same way. She wasn't about the pets. And then
everything my auntie does for this cat.
Yes. All right. So,
but
Cookie,
at my house,
yep,
I have one.
One at your house. Okay. All right. Hold your thoughts. We're going to go to a quick commercial. We're going to play that video, and then we're going to come back and talk about the video. Okay. So it's going to be about 6 minutes, give or take. Okay.
Okay.
All righty. Yeah. Sit tight.
Okay.
Presented by.
Running a radio station shouldn't be chaos. It should be simple, smart, and professional. With Joan Premium, your entire week schedule is beautifully organized and easy to manage. Real-time accuracy keeps your listeners in sync with every show. Your visitors and audience sees the right schedule every time, wherever they are. They can even choose different time zones. From analytics to social media and native app integration, Joan Premium is the professional tool your station deserves. You're never alone. We provide priority support for active license users. We're building a community. Connect with broadcasters worldwide through our Joan Community Hubs. Choose your plan, annual flexibility, or lifetime freedom. Get Joan Premium today. www.gndenterprisesinc.com or call 877-698-9894 for more information.
Different. And that's wonderful. Some differences are easy to see. Height, hairstyle, eye color, and so on. Other differences can't be seen. Our favorite foods, fears, or special skills. Interestingly, the way we see the world is also different. For instance, what do you see in this drawing? Most people see a duck, but some of you might have seen a rabbit. Whichever you saw, you are correct. This is just a trick drawing to show you that all brains work differently. The brain is your body's computer. It works differently for all of us and controls how you learn. That's why we are all good at different things. How you feel, which is why we all feel different emotions. And how you communicate. Sometimes the brain is connected in such a way it affects senses and how we perceive and read situations and interactions. This is known as autism. Many people have autism, so it's likely you already know someone who is autistic. And for this reason, it's useful to know a little bit about autism. The special wiring inside an autistic brain can sometimes make the person good at tasks we may find difficult, such as mathematics, drawing, or music. It can also do the opposite, and activities we find too easy are incredibly difficult to them, such as making friends. The senses constantly send information to your brain about your surroundings and other people. However, when a person's brain and its senses don't communicate well, the brain can become overwhelmed and confused, affecting how they see the world. Picture yourself walking down the street. This is how an autistic brain may experience the same walk. Scary, isn't it? Sadly, in many cases, the person can't say out loud how they feel. So even though there's chaos going on in their heads, they seem okay on the outside, unable to ask for help. We all develop behaviors to help us feel calm in uncomfortable situations. We may look away, hug ourselves, chew our fingernails, fidget, bite our lips, and so on. Equally, autistic people develop behaviors that help them cope with these intense moments. These actions may seem unusual, but they're just their way to feel calm. When they happen, it means they are having a hard time. The kind thing to do is not to give them an even harder time by getting cross, ignoring them, or mocking them. Remember, just because a PlayStation can't read an Xbox game, it doesn't mean it's broken. People with autism need friends who are willing to take the time to know them. With good communication and plenty of patience, everyone would be better off. People with autism are not ill or broken. They simply have a unique view of the world. And with a little support from their friends, they might just be able to share that view with us. Autism can make amazing things happen.
Okay. So as you can see, the autistic brain is amazing. I'm just going to list a few famous people that you may or may not know that have autism. Elon Musk, Anthony Hopkins, Temple Grandin, Dan Aykroyd, Courtney Love. I mentioned Albert Einstein already, Isaac Newton, Emily Dickinson, and Michelangelo and Charles Darwin. Now, it may seem odd to you, may not believe it, but it's true. And the reason why these people were doubted so much and they were so creative and unique is because they have an autistic brain, right? So sometimes we need to open our eyes and think outside of the box and realize that people with autism are very unique people. All right. So the guest that I have on tonight, her name is Pookie. She has autism and she's from the UK. And she's giving you her real life version of living with autism. Thank you, Pookie, for being here again.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what did you think about that video? Did you watch?
I actually liked it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it breaks it down easy for people to understand because most people, when they hear me, they say, "Oh, you're a kid, you're a child," like that. Or then they like quick to judge. Like, I find it hard, like when people they don't understand. Like they say, the doctors, they'll be like, "You've got," they call it personality disorder. And then they're quick to diagnose, but and then they say, or some um somebody said to me yesterday, they said, um who are you, whose character, whose character is that?
Mm.
But I don't like that or they said that to me.
Yeah, that's very rude and disrespectful. And instead of them trying to get to know you and understand you, they're criticizing. And this is what I find very difficult. And
And especially on live, like that
yes,
what they don't know, they don't know that how autism is, or they just quick to judge.
yeah. It's ignorance, right? Lack of
Yes.
knowledge is ignorance, and them not even trying to find out to even ask, like, why then? Why do you speak like this? Even if they ask like that, and then you said, oh, well, because I have autism, then they would understand. You know what I mean? Rather than,
But
yeah,
I I don't have any hate in my heart for anybody
mm-hmm,
that doesn't understand it.
mm-hmm,
I just will hope that they learn about the world, and
mm-hmm,
I'm a kind person,
yeah,
and I hope that they understand that everyone's different.
yeah. And that's you know what I find? You're probably on. I'm gonna make this reference, and I mean, yeah, y'all could come for me if you want, but I find that I feel like the people that are listening to you are a lot of Americans. I'm just saying, a lot of people tend to be judgmental, and they don't seek for knowledge. They don't ask questions for knowledge. They ask questions for whatever it is, like just frivolous questions, right?
Correct.
Um, but so tell me something. So I bought these cards. I bought these cards that I want to use with my students, and
Okay.
some of my students have autism. So I work with
Um,
a wide range of students currently. Some of them have autism, and I thought these would be cool questions to ask. Do you mind if I ask you a couple of these from
I
this?
don't mind. Sure.
So it's from a game called, well, it's not a game, but it's like it's called Mindful Talk. I don't know if you can see.
Okay.
And there's like different categories: expression, inquiry, emotion,
Go for it.
mindfulness.
Go for it. Go.
All right, let's see. Let's see which
Okay.
one. Um, oh, this would be a good one because I know what kind of answer you're gonna give. Why is it important to be accepting of other people's differences?
I think it's important to be accepted for other people's differences because, for example, I've never, I'm Caribbean, and I've never I've never understood how um, different genders are like coming to the world and
Mm,
to accept them. I've never, and in the growing up in the with Caribbean family, they just teach you girls and boys like that.
mhm,
Girls marry boys. Not girls don't change to boys. Boys don't change to girls. And
mhm,
I never ever knew that until I like started coming on live,
mhm,
and I've been more accepting
mhm,
because I find that it hurts other people, and then I realized um, that's also like with with a disability. I also seen people with that are deaf
yeah,
on live, um, people that have no eyes, some people that have blind like that.
mhm. So I think,
And it made me
yeah,
more like self like more caring towards them.
Is it because of what you've experienced in life?
Also, because most people didn't understand me, so I wanted them to. It's like I wanted them to understand me, so but they understand me for something different that I'm not, because that's not who I was.
Okay. I hope the listening audience and the viewers understand what Pookie means by that, right? Because a lot of times I try to, even in the school environment, when I'm in the school, Pookie, and
Yeah.
I'm working with kids that have autism, the other kids might be like, oh, and they laugh, right? And they don't understand how hurtful that is to the child with autism, right? So what I've been trying to do a lot is integrate them into the general classes. So they're in a separate class. They're in a class called we call it MID in Canada now. Some classes are called autism programs still.
That can be hard. Sorry to cut you.
Yes,
That can also be hard because I've also seen other autistic people, and they don't behave like me, and I sometimes be like, huh? Why they behaving like that? And it triggers me like to upset, because I don't like react like that. But then I have to remember that everyone's needs are different.
That's right. That's right.
So I have to. For me, I have to step back, like to go forward.
Yes. So, and that's good that you recognize that, right? And other people also need to recognize that. Well, why is this child not the same as this child? Because it's a spectrum, right?
Because
ASD, spectrum disorder. It's a spectrum. It's from the mild range to very severe. Where,
I
yes, go ahead.
sorry, I think I think I think I've got a sixth sense. Like, I'll tell you something. Another autistic guy. He has a carer, right? His carer was saying to him, as an example, his carer was saying to him, eat, eat, eat. You have to eat. You have to eat. Come on, you're gonna be late. You're gonna be late. And I said, hey, 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 slow down. Hey, you want him to eat? Asked him. I said, I'll teach you a trick, right?
Yeah.
I said, just watch me and don't talk. I said, just watch me. So I said to him, I said to the guy, do you want to play a game? And I said, you like football, right? Let me see you score a goal. And I took the spoon and I picked up the rice and I put it in his mouth and I said, oh, you scored one goal. And then that made
Nice.
him happy. But
Yes.
he didn't realize he was also doing what he wasn't doing before, eating.
Right.
And then the carer was like, wow, you got him to eat so fast.
Yeah.
And I said, maybe you should, instead of pressuring him, take my advice.
Yeah.
And then someone said to me, you should look into doing care work because you're good at it.
You are. Have you thought about that before?
But it drains my. I used to do care work, but it drains my social and not my social battery. Like, it drains me. Like, I don't know. I was like I can help them, but it makes me so tired. Like,
Yeah.
the next day.
Yeah. Well, you see, this is it, right? So, people that like I myself who work in the field, it takes a certain type of person to actually be passionate about working with people that have autism or behavior or some type of disability, it really does take a lot of mental and physical
Stimulation, yes.
energy. Yeah.
And you have to be, it's like, I said to someone, what I was demonstrating, then they don't teach you that in university, or they don't teach you that when you're training for the courses. You
Yep.
have
It's
to,
either you got it or you don't. It's intrinsic, right?
yes. You
Yep.
have to like know, you have to be in the moment, or have to have the experience yourself.
That's right. That's right, Pookie. I wish you can come and talk to the students at my school. Maybe we can arrange something later on at a later date where you maybe just a virtual like this. This would be
Okay,
awesome
sure.
for them, because this would be awesome for them just to hear you speak. In Canada, I don't know if it's worldwide. May is Autism
Yes.
Month, right?
Yeah.
Yes. And I think May is also Mental Health Month. So Mental Health Week. So that would probably be a good time we can arrange. We'll talk off air about that.
Okay.
But I really appreciate you being here.
I appreciate you and for having me on
Yeah.
here. It's
Yes.
just I feel so privileged, sharing my ideas and knowledge to the world.
Yeah, absolutely. This is amazing. So before you go, because we're going to end off a little bit earlier because we have another show on right after this.
Okay.
I want you to tell people where they can go and listen to you, at least, even if you're just on live and just doing your thing, having fun. Where can they find you, Pookie?
You can give them my TikTok.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind going on TikTok and talking about it.
Mm-hmm. So it's Vessel Pookie, right?
Yes, that's me.
So it's VESSLE Pookie?
Yes.
All right. So we can find Pookie on TikTok. That's where I found her. And I found her so fascinating, well-spoken and well-educated. I thought she was very interesting. So I thought to invite her as a guest. Thank you, Pookie, for being on. It was really a pleasure having you on tonight. I know you have, right now, Pookie's in the UK. So she's 5 hours ahead of us in North America. Well, me in Toronto anyways. So right now it is past midnight for you, right?
Yes.
It's minutes to 1.
Yes.
So I really appreciate your time. I value every moment you shared with us today on Minds in Motion. And so I'm going to release you. And I'm going to say thank you again. And I will, when I repost, I will put your TikTok there so people can find you. Okay?
Okay. Yep.
Alrighty. So have a good evening, Pookie, or good night, Pookie. And thanks again for being on. I'm just going to wrap up the show, okay?
Okay.
All right. Take care.
Thank you. You too.
All right. So that was Pookie, everyone. I want to say thank you again for all of the viewers for watching. I just saw a comment come through, said, I love her. Well done, Pookie. Pookie, great job. I'm sorry you didn't get to see her beautiful face, but maybe I'll have her on again for Mental Health Month in May. I want to say thank you all the viewers again for viewing on Facebook, YouTube, and for listening on radio on TDN TV and TDN Radio. Okay. Thank you again for listening for real talk, real strategies, and real situations on Minds in Motion. Stay tuned for Anthony Drago on This Week in Interview. Up next.